or nothing.
Welcome to WNBA Swish. I'm Sean Schultz.
I'm Lee Manhattan.
And we're joined by our special guest, Beal. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about you guys?
Freezing a little, but okay.
Yeah, it's cold here. I'm based in New York City in the Bronx, so yeah, it's kind of chilly today.
What was the hardest part about how the season ended or when?
I think, outside of, a loss is hard in general, but I mean, having, the history we made throughout these 4 years, you kind of look back and you're grateful for it. So I think, the hardest part was just dealing with, the people outside of our bubble. So, I mean, after losing a game like that, and especially when people don't expect you to lose, it's really, the outside world that kind of gets on you, says, the horrible things, because social media it could be a good thing or it could be a really bad thing. So I think that's probably one of the toughest things.
And Coach Staley said in their press conference about, the labeling. It's unfortunate that everyone has to jump to that. It's what you thought about those comments and what it was like going through that kind of, for lack of a better term, abuse.
Yeah. I think, when she spoke about it after our loss, I mean, a lot of people thought it was, based on that one comment before our game that kind of got a lot of people riled up. And I think, a lot of people said she took it, out of context. And I think, whether, that coach meant it that way or not, it's just the fact that, throughout these 4 years, that's something we've been dealing with. So, whether you mean it a way or not, it hurts because, it's a sensitive thing to say, especially that's something we've been dealing with. And, even within the team, we've said we feel like we're, one of the softest teams ever. And, when we're called these names and stuff, it's like, wow, like coach at halftime, she's calling us in there saying we're getting punked out there. And then, just turn around and see that on social media is just like, wow. I mean, it hurts, especially a majority, a Black team. So it's just, I mean, it doesn't feel good at all. So I'm just, glad and grateful to be coached under somebody that speaks up for that.
So watch what you say when you're in public and you're talking about my team in particular. Just watch what you say about our team because it's wrong. You got young lives who are really, if you really knew them, like you really want to know other players that represent this game, you would think differently. So don't judge us by the color of our skin, okay? Judge us by how we approach the game. And you may not like how we play the game, may not like it. That's the way we play. That's the way I coach. I'm not changing. We found success in it. And maybe some days, like today, we end up on the losing side of the stick. But guess what? We live to see another day. We live to see the comeback next year and try to do this again. Because I'm not changing. I'm not changing. But I hear you. I hear you. Because I do have friends in the media, whether you believe it or not. I do have some friends in the media. So for those of you who were at whatever event you were at that was nearby this arena yesterday, you were heard. You were overheard talking about our team.
What are you going to miss the most about Coach Staley? Or is she still going to be a presence in your life going forward?
Yeah, she definitely is going to be a presence in my life. I think I'll miss, just how she never changed who she was, very outspoken, definitely believed in things and wasn't afraid to speak on it. And she always found time in her busy day to, take it to a personal level with us. If we needed something, in our personal life and we were having trouble, she always took the time out of her day to help us and put her life on hold for us. And I think we're just extremely grateful for that.
I had the ability to be able to see Coach Staley play as a player many years ago. But my question for you is there any advice she has given you, any pearls, anything that you'll take with you into the league that you'll definitely, when you're out there and you'll say, okay, I got to remember Coach Staley taught me this or Coach Staley taught me that, even if it's, something within yourself or the game itself?
I think really just the discipline factor. I mean, coming into college, we all expect to be scorers. We all expect to average, whatever we averaged in high school. For me, the case was different. I started out, gradually grasping, being good at defense, and that's not something I wanted to be. I don't think anybody would want that for themselves. And just, told me to embrace what I was great at. And, as time moves, you're going to be that all-around player. You're going to be that player that you were in high school times 10. So that's definitely something, just the discipline factor, staying true to who I am, listening to her, trusting the, people around me. And I feel like it definitely, happened. I mean, senior year, I'm an all-around player, or, my offensive game is gradually getting there. So I think just, the trust factor and believing in her.
Any players you're looking forward to playing against in the league, or any person you would like to play with? Or
I think it'd be pretty cool to take, some of my college teammates and play with them on the team. That'd be, pretty cool thing to see and to be a part of. But I mean, just playing against people you grew up watching, people who've been in the league several of years, and just being able to be on the floor with them instead of in the stands fangirling over them. Yeah, I definitely am looking forward to that.
The draft coming up, how have the conversations with those teams you've interviewed with gone? Is it more of a selling yourself? Is it having them sell you on what they're about? How does it go?
Really just being able to, before you go into these conversations, you got to know your why. You got to know like the basic things of why you do basketball. What do you think you're good at? Just the basic, like a job interview. Like, what are some good things about you? What are some things you need to work on? And it's just really understanding yourself. I mean, when you go into these interviews, you got to be true to yourself. You don't want to, put on some fake and then give them something else when they draft you, because I mean, that's not what it's about. So I think just, having the confidence in yourself, and, if they, like you for who you are, then I mean, that's a great thing. You just want to stay true to who you are.
What do you need to work on, in your view, crossing into the pros?
I think just continue to be consistent on the offensive end and be able to balance both. Sometimes I'll go in very strongly on the defensive end, getting stops, and then on the offensive end, I may take a shot here or there, instead of being able to be confident, knock down the outside shot, or, get to the basket. So just consistency.
I did have a fashion question, because I saw on the Carolina website, South Carolina website, that your major is fashion merchandising. So with the draft being almost like the red, on a red carpet event, I just was kind of curious, like, do you have your outfit picked out? Has like any designers reached out to you, or your teammates of, like,
Yeah,
being
definitely.
very, beautiful and elegant that night?
Yeah, that's big for me, especially being on that stage. You have a lot of eyes on you, and that definitely correlates to, our team being able to play on the ESPNs and, the SECs and stuff like that. So definitely making sure I have the outfit right. Definitely working
Yeah.
with my agent. I told her I need everything, like, but I definitely, trust her, trust all this, and I think it'll come out good in the end.
So you're all dressed. It's already picked out. It's
Yeah, for sure. This is surprise.
great.
Are you going to carry that with you into the pros, like do a fashion line, a shoe line, something like that?
I think that'd be, pretty cool to do, especially being in a league full of women who, I mean, they're putting the fashion out there too. They're starting to, do the walkway into the gym, and it's causing a lot of attention. So I definitely think that that's something that, I might look forward to in the future.
What's it like for you to realize in 48 hours you're going to be a professional basketball player?
Yeah, I think it's very surreal. To the point where I'm not even like realizing, what's to come. But yeah, 48 hours. Wow. I mean, that's a crazy thing to think about. That's something you watched as a child. And, even with college, you're looking at all the UConns and the universities playing each other, the big powerhouses, and you look forward to that. And now it's fast forward. Now I'm looking forward to being a pro. Like, I don't know. It is crazy to think about, but I'm sure it'll hit me a couple of days after I'm drafted.
Has it made it harder or easier on you as far as how quick the turnaround from these things go? I mean, you're in the Final Four, week and a half later, you got the draft. 3 weeks later, you're starting the pro season. Like, is that harder, or does it make it easier?
I think it makes it easier just the fact that I'm already in the groove as far as, physical health and physical fitness wise. But I mean, just the switch to go from, you got a schedule from, you got weights class, workouts, and study hall, and then the rest of the day you got like 3 hours so you go to sleep, and it's the same thing repeat. And when you go to WNBA, you got practice weightlifting, you might work out here and there, and then you got the rest of the day, or you got the whole morning and then practice at night. So I think just that would probably be the difficult part because I'm so used to structure. So I think that, yeah, that'll definitely stumble me a little bit.
It'll hit you in a few days that, you were once that little girl looking at this, these events with the draft, and now you're there. So, maybe there'll be a little girl who'll look to you, in your whatever you're going to wear and say, hey, I'm going to be there one day. And I just, thank you for doing what you do, the role models that you are for the young ladies. So thank you, Coach Staley and everyone at South Carolina.
Thank you so much.
You're now no longer that little girl looking up to your idols. You are the kind of idol, for lack of a better term now. So what advice do you have for other girls coming into your place?
Mainly the ones from back home. It's not many people who can say, from that area, I made it this far. I'm about to, be on, one of the biggest platforms. So I think just not limiting their dreams and their goals. Definitely, say something crazy, do something crazy. I mean, whether people look at you like you're insane or not, I mean, that's your goal and you definitely can work towards it. So I think especially, younger women, the girls, just keep going, keep the outside world, and just, stay here.
Well, we won't take up more of your time, but we appreciate you stopping by and having a great convo with us.
Thank you.
We'll be watching you Monday, and good luck.
Thank
I
you.
want to see that outfit.
She's still number one. I don't care if she knows her teammates. She's number one.
Thank you, guys.